I was at work Friday, right? And it was one of those days.
We don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks.
No, it's one of those days where it's like, it's Friday before like a pretty big holiday weekend. I'm just gonna be chilling, right? No.
Kevin Garnett show up and he was mean to you again?
No, I was super busy and I had a whole bunch of stuff I ended up having to do. And then like when I got back to the office, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here, right? And I bike home. So I take off my polo and I change into my shorts and I got on a tank top. And this lady drives out and she's a real glamorous older lady.
Nice.
And she goes, oh, hey. She flags me down. I open up the window because I'm leaning next to the window writing something down on my way out the door. She goes, oh, hey, you didn't drop off those validations. Remember I emailed you and you did a thumbs up? I said, oh, shoot. Yeah, my bad. No, don't worry about it. I said, well, I can get those to you right now if you want. She goes, no, Monday's fine, right? You look good.
Yeah.
By the way.
How old is she?
Boy, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say she's in her 50s.
Okay.
We were just getting a chat. What's going on with the holidays? And, whatever. And she's telling me about her dogs. She goes, yeah, the fireworks really scare them. So what she did last year...
Crack them over the head, knock them out for a few days?
She takes them for a drive.
So they get all the fireworks?
She goes out, like by the airport, she said.
Okay.
And just kind of, I don't know, hangs out with them or whatever until like midnight and then comes back. But that's not even like the most important part of the story. That's not why I'm even telling this to you.
Uh-huh.
She goes, yeah, ever since my husband died. It's just me and the dogs. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Yeah, the COVID got him. It was like, because of the protocols.
What?
And they murdered him.
Who's that now?
And I was like, what? But I don't want to get into it. She goes, that's why we're fighting to uncover what really happened.
What?
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to leave, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know specifically what you're talking about. I think I have an idea. And whatever it is, I don't need to be involved in that.
No.
I'm just going to get out of here.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Well, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies. On the 10th day of Pitt, miss,
my true love gave to me. Happy together. Two dumb assholes. I saw this when I was 10 and thought it was great. I saw it on CBS around 11 p.m. when I lived in a rural area outside Reamer, Minnesota. Population 7.
Rated PG-13.
Can I tell you, I really used to think Patrick Dempsey was super cool.
He's not cool in this movie.
He's not cool at all. I suspect he's not cool in any of them. He is very handsome.
Is he in Can't Buy Me Love?
He is Can't Buy Me Love. And Loverboy and Run, which we mentioned before.
Yeah, yep. The tagline, roommates by accident, lovers by choice.
Except for she seduced him.
I don't know about that.
No.
I don't know about that. And so there's not much going on with this movie. The only trivia on IMDb.
Really? Just like one thing?
I don't even imagine this is accurate reading a cursory synopsis of the reference material, but it says this film is based on the musical Cabaret.
Yeah, the Nazis kill him all at the end, right? Yeah.
And he's not clear on his sexuality.
He is completely clear on his sexuality.
Yeah, that's how the guy is in Cabaret. And Liza Minnelli.
A Bob Fosse movie, just like all that jazz.
Indeed. Good one. I'd never heard of this movie. I don't know what I was expecting.
I liked Patrick Dempsey, and I had a huge crush on that Helen Slater because of Supergirl.
Yeah.
Although it has been disappearing every time I watch a Helen Slater movie.
Yeah, the wardrobe department did her no justice in this movie.
Well, yeah, it's like poor Sean Young in that fucking No Way Out.
Yeah, it's like, what are these ill-fitting like dance leotards? And
yeah, she's got that horrible hat. She looked kind of like Blossom a little bit.
Parts of this movie felt like Benny and June.
I bet you that's much better.
Benny and June's pretty, well, I don't know if it might be problematic now. This movie reminded me of that, except, and not to like, she felt mentally deficient. What's the term nowadays?
Poorly written?
Poorly written.
As a human being?
Intellectually challenged.
No, I don't know either, but I disagree with your statement. I don't...
Just like brief moment, like when they're at the end on the rooftop, and he's confronting her or when they're doing the line reading confrontation and she storms out. It just sort of feels like she's like 3.
I think she's just supposed to be a free spirit, bro.
She's a Phoebe.
Happy together. 2 idiots. Alexandra Page, Helen Slater, and Christopher Wooden, good name, Patrick Dempsey, fall in love in the most idiotic courtship ever committed to film.
That's it.
I don't know if it's pretty bad.
That's it. It comes out of nowhere for me. This movie, so it starts off, and I don't even know what the hell's going on. It feels like
He's going to college.
a real small town man going to Washington type scenario.
Rural Illinois.
And his dad he looks back and he's standing in the door drinking coffee. He waves. His dad's,
Fuck you, son.
oh, Dad. They get to the bus, the Greyhound Depot, him and his mother. I'm like, God, is this like Clark Kent or something? What's going on here?
Yeah, okay.
And he's wearing like a suit. And she puts a name tag sticker on him. And the guy's like, all right, everybody on the bus. We're leaving. And she goes, oh, honey, hang on. I got to, tell you some more stuff.
Honey, are you sure you wouldn't rather fly?
Mom, writers don't fly. You don't see real life in a plane.
So he eventually gets on the bus, changes into hip cool guy gear. He's got on like a sweater and a jacket.
Oh, yeah.
And like a sweater wrapped around his waist.
Yeah, well, it was all sunny and warm looking. You
Southern
don't want to get
California.
cold.
Yeah. And he gets off the bus and he, oh boy, where am I? He's got some stuff. He goes to the student housing department and the lady goes, okay, Alex is your roommate. And they arrived
5 days ago. 5 days ago.
Weeks.
Alex Page checked in 6 days ago.
Oh, okay.
5 years ago. Alex has always lived here.
Yeah. They live in like an old mission. I don't know if you noticed that. There's like a bell on the roof, on the facade. They say he's in Unit 16. It looks like it's only like at most an 8-unit building. Yet somehow there's at least 16 apartments. So he goes up, goes into his room, and what is it? It's all like decorated.
Very beachy.
Yeah.
Pools
pink,
out,
blue,
inflatables. Very rad.
big fake palm tree. And
Give me some pink sunglasses.
It's an
A
enormous room.
It's Weekend at Bernie's style.
Yeah. Don't mind the corpse.
His mom, I wasn't looking when she made the joke at the bus station. I don't think she was making a joke. She was giving him solid advice on doing laundry and separate the whites from the colors. No, I wasn't looking. Was that a joke at all? Because that is I've heard that punchline several times.
I don't think so.
Where there's like a black person nearby. And like, oh
my God.
what?
Oh, okay.
Passing that racism along to their children, making sure they bring it out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just laundry.
I don't think I don't think there was anything like that.
Because I don't know that there actually is any jokes in the movie. Oh, I guess head of the class is Doll.
Yeah, no. Because he really goes... Well, so, the room's completely decorated. He has nowhere to put his stuff except for on the desk. He's got his Shakespeare. And he's a writer.
He's got his pipe. He's got to fill that pipe up and start puffing.
And he wears... What do they call that? Bifocals?
Mm-hmm.
He has to put on like the little tiny glasses that he looks down his nose through to read.
He's an old librarian. He's 70.
Yeah, apparently. He's at UCLA too. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right when he walks up to the building, a fire truck is going by, and that's when we first see Helen Slater. She's precariously
shaking her titties back and forth, screaming, "Tip Brigade's here!"
If only. No, she is instead precariously balancing on the front bumper of the 1940s era fire truck.
That's a good idea. Safe.
And it's going about 5 miles per hour, but if she slipped and fell forward, they're running over her.
And I mean, if you fall and hit your head on cement.
That too.
Good night.
Parting is such sweet sorrow, am I right? And he goes, whoa, this school's raunchy.
I guess she died doing what she loved the most, being the head of the Tip Brigade.
Mm-hmm. Street pizza.
Oh, goodness.
and he goes in and he sees the room and everything. And I think he goes maybe to class from there. And we meet his teacher, who's a real stud muffin.
Yeah?
The actor's name is Marius Wires.
Kind of looks like Howard Hessman a little.
Armageddon is almost upon us.
Kind of. His character's name is Denny Dollenbacher. And he's like a British writer.
In real life or in the movie?
In the movie. And you got to write. I can smell a lie, so don't tell me it through your writing.
He's supposed to be J.R.R. Tolkien, right?
Yeah. Mixed with a little J.K. Rowling with the red hair. He goes, just live it and write it or whatever. So then he goes, I want you guys to go to the acting class too. Be friends with them because you're writing for them. So then he goes to the acting class, and this is the first glimpse of Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he's in the audience.
Immediately.
He's got the slightly longer hair. This is filmed after Dark Side of the Sun.
I had a fun thought where I was thinking, back when this movie came out, nobody looked at him and was like, it's Brad Pitt, right? Because he's a nobody. They probably looked right at Patrick Dempsey. As soon as the scene hits, I'm laser focused on him.
Yeah, it was hard not to look at him.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder where. Oh, there he is, right there. And so
it's always so exciting when you see him, especially now when he's like a regular character and things. Like, well, look at that.
Yeah,
he's not doing a whole lot in this, but it's good to see him.
He vanishes, unfortunately.
He's at the kissing booth. I don't know that they showed his face, but I could tell that was him from behind.
Was it?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they did. So the acting teacher, she's a real pretentious person. She's got one of them tapping canes. You tap on the floor. She goes, hey, now acting's tough, right? So you got to get people to engage with you or whatever. Turn to your right and try to get that person's attention.
Is it a Carol cane?
It's more of a bob, and so everybody turns to the right. Hey, because everybody's looking the other way. And nobody can get anybody's fucking attention.
And Helen Slater's trying to get a hold of Brad Pitt there.
And then she goes, do it again, but do something that stands out, right? And we see Patrick Dempsey at this point. He's talking to a sock puppet on his hand.
Is it because he's not sitting by anybody?
He's not. There's nobody to his right. And I'm thinking, did he take his sock off?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
gross.
Make it look like a little puppet just to do this bit that nobody is looking at or would think is impressive or funny.
I mean, it's not disgusting, but it's gross.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It leads to too many questions unless he walks around with a sock puppet.
It's like taking off your underwear and holding it over your mouth.
Exactly.
You don't need to do that.
There's a time and a place. But,
right. That's the secret thing.
And so Helen Slater falls on the ground and just starts screaming.
I can't take this anymore.
It's my money and I want it now.
I'm just so tired of it! God, listen, I'm just so tired of being this way!
And the teacher goes, bravo.
You got the goods, sister.
You got the juice now, man.
You're going to get on my nerves later, though. And so then Patrick Dempsey goes back home and they're partying on the stoop. And Brad Pitt's surfing down the stoop. And, I got to go study, he says, Dempsey boy. And so he goes upstairs and there's a party in his fucking room. And there's the kids in the pool and they're in the punch. And there's a girl in his bed and he's just all fucking cloistered.
Gross. Get off my bed. You are beautiful and I don't like it.
Yeah, he is all verklempt.
I need to write a shitty play right now.
Yeah, lady, you're sexy.
You seem like you want to fool around with me on my bed. Be gone.
Yeah. We may have been introduced to Gooseneck at this point by now.
Not Goose Flesh?
Goose Flesh.
Thank
Stan. I think he may have popped up because that's too golden of an opportunity to not establish immediately.
So Pitt's been in two things with that guy now. He was in Head of the Class also.
Yeah. Barbara Babcock played Ruth Carpenter. That's the acting teacher. So sometime later, Patrick Dempsey is sleeping and the door flies open and it's Brad Pitt macking on Helen Slater.
They're not making out?
Yeah.
Macking on's flirting and stuff.
For pussies. Yeah. And hey, close the door. I'm Patrick Dempsey, man. I'm trying to sleep.
I suck.
I'm a wet fucking blanket.
Yeah.
I'm a crotchety old man.
Didn't you see the bookmark on the door? It means I need to sleep.
Don't you smell my pipe that I smoke in our bedroom without asking for your... And so they, don't worry, man, go to bed. So then Patrick Dempsey wakes up the next morning and he's pissed. Starts making noise because he sees somebody's in bed under this big blanket. It's a down comforter, really, but...
Pardon me, Alex
McFly! And he goes...
I don't want to be rude. You get here a week before I do. You leave me no room for any of my things. You decorate the room so it looks like a beach blanket bingo. You bring some girl home. And you keep me up all night.
And pulls off the thing, and it's Helen Slater in an Asian pajama. And she goes, oh, yeah, hey, cool. And he goes, what? You're a woman, I think. Yeah, I am a woman. What of it? And she starts filling up the bathtub. It's not a bathtub, it's the pool.
Yeah, I was just saying.
There's a bathtub in the closet, but that's neither here nor there. And so, he goes, what the hell? You're a woman, quite frankly. She's like, yeah, what of it? And he goes, I can't live with you. This is,
Your smell puts me in a frenzy.
I'm taking off my clothes and showing you my tidy whities. And didn't you fill out the form?
I hate filling out forms. I just circle all the ovals.
Yeah, note that. I want the court to
color them all
note.
in.
that Jason just testified that the person in question said, I circled them all. Moments later,
Bubble sheets. Go ahead.
when Mr. Wooden comments on what did she put down for sex,
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
that's not circling. I rest my case.
I think we get the movie removed from the world.
Yeah, strike that from the record.
Shoot it off to Krypton,
And so now
where Supergirl's from.
she's like, just don't worry about it. So he goes to the office again and he's like, this won't stand. Well, sir, it's going to be like 4 weeks before we can get you out of there.
It's interesting because if she wasn't always throwing like parties, she'd be a fine roommate. Like she's not an asshole.
She'd be the perfect roommate because she would allow you to grow into being comfortable around just a woman that isn't like, your sister or your mother or something.
Yes.
Really prepare you for the road ahead. But he's an idiot, and so they're like, well, we can't do anything. And he goes, well, God darn it.
Well, keep in mind he's probably supposed to be like, he's 18, right?
I'd imagine.
God, it's so weird to think these people are supposed to be 18. It's weird that 18.
She definitely seems older than he does. Sorry.
I'm out of here. Yeah, I wonder how old they are. Let's not look it up. No. I wonder.
Her. 26.
Him.
23.
And I think now at this point we see her kissing a different boy, a dark-haired boy, not Brad Pitt.
Not Slash.
Not Slash yet.
Guy in between.
Guy in
Rodrigo
between.
or something.
It may have been a guy that's like affiliated with them that we've seen on the stoop or something. And he goes like,
boy.
no boys, no, respect my authority or whatever, and some other ground rules. And she goes, dude, I wish you were a girl because then we could really be friends, without anything getting in the way. And he goes like, what? Because he's expressed no interest in her up to this point.
No, he's not remotely attracted to her at all for quite a while.
No, he actively seems to kind of like be
Dislike
revolted
her.
by her. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get that a little bit.
Absolutely. She comes on strong. But so she goes, well, the other thing, sex. He goes, you want to have sex all of a sudden? She goes, nah, that's what I mean. Like, we can't just be real friends because that'll always get in the way. And then she saunters off. And I think he's hung out with Gooseberry a couple of times. One more time in the lunchroom.
Goose nipples.
Why does he say that? What is that? Is his last name?
I don't think it is.
Some sort of a bizarre nickname?
We could tweet him.
You probably should. Maybe he's on Cameo.
I bet you can't contact him. I don't think he would do that.
Do we have to call him in
so
the
much
cell?
money. No, I don't. Nope.
Yeah.
Should we do the shot?
Oh
before
gosh,
it gets too late?
What do you want to do? The mystery?
We should definitely do the
Should we
mystery
do the
flavor. Oh man, that means we're really gonna have to take in that flavor too. This episode brought to you by 99 brand mystery flavor ? Scratch and sniff bottle. What flavor's in the bottle? Scratch, sniff, no smell. Drink it and find out.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh, maybe you're buttered popcorn and marshmallow?
Oh, fucking fuck. Really, it is. That is why there is a popcorn behind the 99.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, fuck me. God damn it.
Why do they do that?
You'd want it to be something like pleasant.
Yeah.
If I don't know. I mean, just say it's a joke. Just say it's popcorn.
It's piss. Ugh. That's bad. Fuck, I gave it a second where I let the flavor sit just to go ahead and verify it. It's so gross.
I let it sit too long. Oh, I shot it back. My throat is on fire.
99, you're going to have to take away our sponsorship because you did a mean thing to me and Julian.
So Gooseneck basically says, goose flesh. Good Lord. He goes, because he's eating linguine, spaghetti, lasagna, and I think masticcioli. Before he announces what it is, me and Callie goes, those green beans look awful. And I was literally thinking that before she said it. It looked like green beans and like a mushroom soup or something.
Ooh.
It's not. It was the linguine. They're green noodles. It's
like
a very light butter sauce, maybe?
Like spinach noodle?
God, when they show it close up. He goes, man, she's fucking with your brain, son. She's got you insane in the membrane.
Oh my God, this is where they got this from. This is Cypress Hill. They saw this. They wrote the song.
Yeah, because they're from California.
They probably know Dan Schneider.
Absolutely. And so he goes, I don't know what he says, but he goes, I got this doll over here. What's her name?
Rebecca? Georgia? Callie? Jennifer? Mommy? What is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I thought maybe you would. Florence, Venice,
Trina.
Margaret?
Brandy, I'm sorry.
She wasn't in the credits, so I don't know. And it's a really bizarre looking doll.
I found that doll to be pretty borderline realistic, to the point where I was like, it would be interesting if there was a reveal at the end that it's a real girl.
Yeah, wouldn't it? I was like, that's not a mannequin, unless they did mannequins different in the 80s.
No, it's a real doll.
But it's
before
not a
they had
sex
real
doll
dolls.
either.
Yeah.
Or it's like wooden or porcelain or something. Plastic, I don't know. So he goes, yeah, she's fucking with your brain. You need to get out of there. And he still can't get out of there. Then his teacher is like, hey, because him and Helen Slater actually do start to kind of become friends. I think they go out, they hang out. He's like, wow, this is really nice. The next day he buys her a big bunch of balloons.
Is this before or after they have dinner together?
It must be after. Yeah, they go out to... Oh,
well,
right.
because don't they do the classes together too? Like, I
They're-
feel like...
they're doing
I guess
the-
that's the montage that I'm thinking of, right?
The jump stick class, which I don't know what's going on with that. I thought it was a dance class, but all they seem to be doing is jumping over the stick later in the movie when we see them again. So, yeah, she goes... They're sort of on, familiar terms. And she goes, hey, I was supposed to go out with this guy, but then this other guy wants to go out with me, and I don't know what to do. And he goes, just don't go out with anybody. And she goes, brilliant.
That's the best idea ever. Now I'm going to go out with Carlos.
Exactly. With Carlos.
Oh, Chris, is he sexy? The buns on this man.
And so she then finds him. She's on roller skates in the library. Oh, earlier she also exposed her breast, but her nipple was covered.
I didn't notice this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
When she got out of the pool,
I was so disappointed this movie was not good. I was having a hard time watching it.
I couldn't believe it, nor could I understand it, because she definitely had her nipple covered. And at first, she's clutching a dress to her, and it's split, and you can see her right breast. And I was like, that looks fake. And then she just drops it and goes back behind the dressing shade she was behind.
And then she just sneaks one out the side.
No, it kind of felt like
Just the tit.
normally in movies when a nipple's pasted over in an obvious fashion.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
In movies?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm trying to get to. Normally when that's like that, it's because it's obviously not the full breast, so they're not going to use that footage. That's why they do it. They
It's like
tape over their nipple.
Like a reassurance to Helen Slater that we're not going to sneak your tit.
Right,
here.
like you're changing in here. We need you to not be clothed so that we can see your shoulders or whatever.
We put a bunch of slurs on the pasties so that
Exactly.
we won't expose it,
Right.
because the director, people would know I'm full of
Right.
poison.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so I'm imagining what they were supposed to do was crop that and go tighter on her face. And then she drops it to his titillation, but not the audience. Somehow it's in there.
Well, you couldn't tell when you watched it on VHS, right? But you could, because we're watching VHS rips, I think.
That's
the
true.
internet.
Yeah. This is a standard edition.
Boy, there was a big difference between watching this on my laptop and then watching the last 20 minutes of it on my HD TV.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck, this looks so bad on a bigger, better screen.
I thought it looked okay.
I looked
Considering.
okay did you watch it on a laptop?
I watched it on my Roku 40-inch TV.
No, okay.
That I use my smartphone to control. But so back then forward to them, they go out. She goes, hey, my dinner date canceled. Come out with me. I'll buy you dinner.
I'll pick you up at the room at 6 o'clock. My treat, best restaurant in Los Angeles.
She's dressed like Madonna. He's dressed like an idiot. And they go to a bodega, convenience store.
She just starts rooting around in bulk fruit nuts, something.
One of them's a chocolate chip cookie. And then at least 6 or 7 hoppers down, he pulls out another chocolate chip cookie. So there's at least 2 bins with chocolate chip cookies in it. Okay. Licorice, peanuts, perhaps.
Get your hands out of the food.
When he goes, what the hell are we doing here?
What is the best restaurant? It's got the biggest selection in town.
I'm
a Supergirl. I know things.
Phoebe.
Smelly cat. What are they feeding you? Bulk bin food.
Bulk bin food. And so he's asking her about herself. And this is also where I started to get that feeling, because she's so gleefully entertained by the bins that she's delivering information about her storied and checkered past.
You're thinking about Charlize Theron, season 3, Arrested Development.
I am. Absolutely, yeah.
It's nice to be with someone young. We can listen to young people's music for a change.
Great, yeah, please.
Potato, hot potato.
And he goes, what about your parents? Oh, they broke up or whatever. And he goes, yeah, mine are together. Really? Yeah, for, 20 years or whatever. Oh my God. But they sleep in different rooms. What? They don't have sex? Well, there's more to a marriage than sex. Oh, I don't know about that. And so he's biking and he sees a mime holding 2 bouquets of balloons. And he stops his bike so hard that he flies over the handlebars. And he goes, hey, how much for the balloons? The mime says $5.
It's a lot.
What kind of a job is this? He's dressed like a mime. He's standing on a walking path in a college campus.
Hey, man, he pulled himself up by his bootstraps.
He's got 2 balloon bouquets.
Helium is expensive.
He sold 1. I mean, that's a good day, right? He sold at least 1.
So he's gonna try to sell the other one and then go get a second one and a third one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You think he reinflates them somehow?
Oh, maybe he's got a tank. Oh, that would actually be smart if he had a tank.
You know, he unties them meticulously.
Oh, a tank of helium would be really expensive.
Would be.
At this point, we've skipped over Patrick
Nothing.
Dempsey's teacher being like, you suck.
No.
No? What about Helen
about to
Slater's
drop.
teacher being like, you suck? You're making things up?
Oh, that
you can
too.
do
Yeah,
that,
both
but
those
you do
things
suck.
actually did happen.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah, both their teachers are like, you guys are both frauds.
Gave him a D-. He goes, what the heck?
Y'all need
Yep.
to learn some techniques. That's why you're here.
He needs to learn to let go. She needs to learn to focus. To find her experiences.
Sir, you can't just stay in a basement and not do anything and
Yeah.
write books based on your imagination, based on books and TV shows you watch.
Madam, you cannot just flaunt effortless talent that's rooted in nothing connected to you personally, thrusting your pelvis to and fro, because that's not going to result in the desired effect.
Both of you need to go out there and find a dead body.
Love. Yes. Eat. Pray. And so he goes to give her the balloons back in the future.
She gets pulled up into the sky.
And all of a sudden, he's at their house. There's a lesbian couple.
Huh?
That we haven't mentioned. When he first gets to campus and he's looking for the housing unit.
Oh, is that a couple?
Well, so I
remember
thought they
those
were
ladies.
in a thing, but then it seemed like they were just friends. We see them slightly later in a pass-by shot.
They didn't have those back in 89.
Well, hold on now. They're walking down some steps holding hands.
Okay, I mean, back then,
Listen.
that's just friends.
Listen, though.
Okay.
Because they then see them later, and Patrick Dempsey says to Helen Slater,
Why are they slamming their crotches together?
oh, you know them? She goes, yeah, that's blank and blank. And he goes, oh, yeah, I would never know what to say to them. You know. And she goes, they're just people. Oh. So when he goes to give her the balloons, he pulls up on his bike, and they're on the wall together across from their apartment.
Like on hooks?
Yes. And he goes, oh, hey, name and name. Oh, hey. Like, he accepts them now.
Oh, that's good.
He grew.
Man, thank God.
Uh-huh. He accepts goose bear neck bumps.
Goose flesh.
Flash, too, even though he's got a doll. But what does he see? Her getting on a motorcycle,
Oh, yeah.
dressed like she's in an audition for Grease 2
Fuck yeah.
with Slash. And they peel out.
He's done about 7 things.
And Dempsey goes, well, what the heck?
He's kind of good.
We had a magical moment, Slash.
Do you like Slash?
I love him.
thought he's pretty great.
He is. I never thought he'd come back and live up to the greatness that he planted a seed of earlier.
Man, he really comes at you with some intensity and
Doesn't
some
he, though?
truth. I like it.
So Dempsey goes to the library. I think he's still got. He lets the balloons go, and they float off. The camera follows them.
And then it cuts to like wildlife choking on the balloons and dying. Yeah.
And she comes pulling up. He comes pulling up on the grass. And she falls off the motorcycle. And all right. Oh, hey, it's my roommate. She goes, this is Chris. And he goes, oh, cool. You need a ride? And she goes, no, Chris will walk me home. And he goes, all right.
You take care of my girl now, Chris.
It's Chris with a C.
You called him Chris?
And he goes, it's Chris with a C. He does a real Woody Allen kind of.
Oh, I heard him say that, but I didn't realize I thought he was just clarifying it wasn't Chris with like a K.
No, he calls him Chris.
Audible.com. Make sure you use We Doing Filmographies as your promo code.
We lost that 99 proof money. We need a new sponsor. And so they go home, and she goes, yeah, oh, by the way, that was my fiance. You're engaged to Slash? She goes, yeah, he asked me to marry him, and he's going off to Europe to record his record with his band. He goes, what? Well,
Slash is like,
You're not gonna change your mind, are you, Alex? 6 months a long-ass time to wait.
No, I'm not, Slash. Not if you're gonna change yours, are you?
No. Not unless you get real fat.
I'll be there for you. And then they're painting like a weird set prop tree made of various different cables.
Is it the Tree of Life?
It very well might be.
Your father didn't love you.
I'm also Brad Pitt.
Fire is life.
Where did I leave my key? So he then...
We're going to be doing it eventually.
Eventually.
Wonderful.
2 years from now, I imagine.
Yeah.
Right? So they're painting this tree, and she's just like, Patrick Dempsey, what the hell, Bray?
When are you going to become a doctor?
Why are you pissed at me for agreeing to marry that guy? I don't know.
When are you going to become a McDreamy?
You know, and he goes, you idiot. You're too impulsive for me. And she goes, you're too stuffy. And she starts throwing paint at him.
Oh, yeah, this is a paint party?
He goes, what the hell, girl? Stop throwing paint on me. And all of a sudden, they're just having a paint fight.
I kind of like the paint fight a little bit.
I enjoyed it.
Remember It's So Gross later when she's running by somebody covered in paint and she say the toilet's backed up or something? No, she says.
No.
Yeah, it's her.
He initiates the comment and then she says, oh, yeah, the toilet.
But yes, we're covered in feces.
Because we are brown and green. This isn't blackface.
Nope.
Don't cancel me later.
This is so many people's poop.
Yeah. And they go to shower. There's a communal shower. I don't think they show that part, though. So what happens, man? His teacher's like, you suck. You need to get laid and live. And he goes, well, where am I going to do that at? You know?
On a college campus. What? I don't.
So he can.
Where would I even find a woman or things to do?
They do a game.
Oh, I like the game.
Where they're doing the first. They're 3 words from a musical.
Is this I Can Love You?
No.
Oh, I love that.
That's later.
That's so good.
They do.
That's twice.
So they say 3 lines from, and then they have to guess the song. Eventually, they start singing. Meat Hook is upstairs. Goose Flesh is upstairs. This is funny. They have a bunk bed. The 2 leads.
Which sucks for her because he wets the bed all the time.
He's on the top. She's on the bottom. Right?
She's like, oh my God, again, Chris?
When they cut to Goose Flesh, he's on a top bunk. For a split second, I was like, is he on a higher bunk?
Oh, like he's the third member of their bed?
Yeah. Stop singing down there, he says.
But it's also funny because underneath his bed is his doll, right?
I think so. Irene?
Oh, that might be it.
Because we'll get there. So I think they do a whole musical number where they're singing. They dance up to the roof. And they have a real moment where they're looking at each other longingly. And then it cuts to them in bed and they're holding hands like finger touching and they're slowly melting away. Because they've fallen in love.
What movie is that where the hand touching is the sex?
Cowboys and Angels?
Imagine me and you. I do. I think about day and night. Oh, no.
So she decides, hey, we need to have sex. You need to muse.
That's great.
I need to amuse you.
Oh, I wish somebody would say it to me.
So they, really go at it.
Oh.
And so they have sex and they start being together. There is a part, I don't know if it's before. It must be after this. It must be. Because they start doing that, you can love me, I can be loved by you game. And it's so passive aggressive. I think it kind of comes out of nowhere. And she storms out. Because she has to say, I can be loved by you. And he has to say, you can love me. There's a weird turbulence between
I think he says,
them.
You can be loved.
Yes. There's a weird turbulence between them at the start of the class. So something happens before that. Is it the kissing booth?
Or the episode about the kissing booth?
Because they write horror on the wall?
Man, they don't just write horror. That kissing booth, she's like, I don't know, it's not a volunteer for this thing.
I got to volunteer to save Somalia.
I'm helping.
Right, and he goes, oh, shit.
That's great.
I'll stop by then.
Okay, there's like 50 guys lined up and she's making out with them.
A guy goes, man, I bought $30 in tickets. This better be good. And he goes, what's going on?
This is fucking gross.
Fellas.
How gross is this?
You telling me a university is going to sanction this?
You know about herpes?
I know all about what? This is so unbelievable.
I would be so bummed out if my girlfriend was like deep talking so many guys.
Because that's just it. She's making out with them.
Yeah, it's not just pecks on the lips, which is also
or on the
upsetting.
cheek.
Yeah.
Right. She kisses you on the cheek,
People are fucking her with their mouths. Mouth to mouth.
Yeah. They're hitting her uvula.
Yep.
Really making her come. And he's He can't believe what the fuck he's seeing.
I mean, the goal ultimately is to somehow jam that tongue so deep that it detaches and goes inside her.
He breaks out.
And then you control the body with your tongue. And then you have a slave.
That's how you become John Malkovich.
Malkovich?
Yeah.
He breaks out.
What movie has the little tiny tongue? Oh, it's The Blob. They got
remember
a
when-
piece of blob in a jar?
Remember when Freddy's tongue comes through the phone?
Yeah.
Hey, Clarice.
No.
So he goes home, and he's pissed. And she comes home hammered, drinking champagne out of a bottle like she's fucking Madonna. Oh, Chris, I raised $3,000 single-mouthedly. He goes, you stupid bitch. What in the hell?
You have a boyfriend, you trollop.
You're coffee, I'm bagel, right?
Yeah.
That's a dating app. Seriously, what the fuck is going on with your brain? She goes, well, I don't know why I do these things. He goes, ah. And then he goes to shower the next morning, and written on the wall,
Helen Slater.
What are we talking about here?
Stinky whore.
3,000 font.
It's huge.
There's like one or two other things, of course. Anarchy. John's dick is weird. And then just some guy took the moment to write Helen on the Hill, right?
Is a whore?
Is a whore?
Yeah.
And then shade in the whore. I mean,
the only person it would make sense to do this is Patrick Dempsey. Like, who
Yes.
else has a dog in this game? Why would
Yes.
anybody care? I didn't have enough money to do the kissing booth.
I willingly bought tickets.
Little does she know I've been in love with her for the year.
And so then they do she comes out like, hey, what's going on? What are you talking about in the showers? Because some guy walks by, hey, you see the showers? You're dating her. She comes out like, what? She goes into the showers. Oh, woman in the showers. She starts trying to scrub it, but it's permanent. And he, baby, it's okay. And she goes, no, you're a man and you're all the same. And she runs away.
She's like basically rocking back and forth going, I'm not a whore.
Yeah.
I'm not a whore.
Yeah. He cradles her.
I mean, listen, being
Like,
a whore is not a bad thing.
look,
you can be a whore.
You're my whore.
But tongue fucking hundreds of guys.
So they go to the class. You can love him. I can be his lover. And they keep yelling it.
I can be loved by you.
You can be loved by me.
And she goes, no. And she runs out. And he runs. Now, this is weird. She runs out, correct?
I guess, yeah.
And then it cuts to him at the bottom of some stairs. And she's running after him. What the hell?
Well, it's multiverse.
Why didn't you tell me you loved me? Damn it. You can't be loved. And then she, fuck you. And she lays against the pillar and he comes back. I didn't know. Or something. And then she jumps on him and straddles him. We're going to be together. That's what they say.
Then she starts going, imagine me and you. I do.
Now, at some point, Stan reveals that his name is Stan and that the doll is just a gimmick that he uses to get his pro wrestling career started.
What?
And
No.
He uses it so that he doesn't get roommates. Oh, the hillbilly boy shows up because he goes, hey, are you Alex? Because Alex said his roommate left, and she hides in the closet. And he goes into the closet and he comes out wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And he's acting
Faye?
a little bit. He's kayfabing it.
What does the kayfabe mean again?
That means staying in character for wrestling.
Okay.
And the guy goes, what the hell's going on here? Oh, Alex couldn't handle my lifestyle. And he sees the boner pictures on the wall. At this point, Brad Pitt's gone. I want to get the record straight.
Last we saw him was at the kissing booth.
But
back to us.
The last we really saw was when they were making out going into the room. That was the last, Pitt lineage.
How do you feel about the dress sequence?
I don't know. It's really not as bad as I thought it might be.
It's not hateful.
No.
It is played up as you wouldn't want to be roommates with this guy, would you?
He's definitely leaning into it because he knows this Ohioan is a bigot.
Is it Mia? Yeah, I could do that. Ah, thank you. Yeah, don't mention it. Don't mention it to anyone, okay?
But he doesn't the kid doesn't drop an F-bomb, right? He doesn't. He's just, I got to get out of here.
I'm from Ohio. I'm not like y'all from California.
But he's got like a molecule model.
Yeah.
And it
Drop
breaks.
your ball.
Dropped your ball.
Dropped your ball. I wonder if that was ad-lib. I think it might have been.
Would you be roommates with Dress Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems fine.
I would be all about it.
He seems kind of fun.
You know?
He seems kind of fun.
Right? But it seems like they're happy together.
Oh.
Right? To tie a bow on it. But
he's allergic to bees, and one day
Yeah.
they're out in the forest together and he gets stung and she's not able to get help in time, and then she goes to his funeral.
ultimately, he's just like, you can't accept that I love you.
Her dad runs the funeral home.
You know, you live in this fantasy world. He breaks his arm for her, and they write test results on it, and he gets expelled, but partially suspended also. Maybe.
Yeah.
His writing has improved. We don't see anything about her acting. Her life doesn't matter anymore. And Stan is Gooseflesh's name.
Yep.
They're friends now. He has 2 women.
He went through a whole speech.
Unlike the Neanderthals on this campus, I'm living my life backwards. I'm more of an adult now than I plan to be when I'm 40. So you see, it's simple. I work now and I play later.
Chris is like, sure, it's a good idea. He's like, yeah, man, it's great. Next time we see him,
He's in a pool.
he's not in
He's
a
in a
pool.
fountain.
He's in a fountain with 2 hot girls.
He's David Schwimmer.
I'd like you to meet my very good friend, Dory, Jill. These, of course, are their breasts.
Oh, my God. Is
But
it
he's got
about
2
her?
ladies now
Okay.
in the fountain, and they're all about it.
Rebecca and Jekka.
Patrick Dempsey also rides a unicycle, briefly.
Of course, with a top hat.
So I don't remember what happens. I really don't care. All of a sudden, Slash shows back up, and he's
Patrick
basically
Dempsey sees him through the window, and he's like, Dan Schneider.
Call security! What? Let's do it! Security!
Yeah, he drives up the steps. He goes down there.
That's how you know those biker boys mean business, when they just motorcycle up steps after somebody.
Right?
Only see it in the movies.
And he goes, this lady's my girl now.
But I told him that I can't get married to him anymore because I'm in love with somebody else.
Really? Anybody I know?
She says it's you.
I corroborate this, yes. Well, we're going to fight you now, and I'm going to maybe have my way with her. It's unclear. Then the police show up.
His partner / partner just like kind of hitting Chris against a bedpost.
He's bumping up against a wall.
Yeah.
He does throw him against the wall. That's where he breaks his arm.
Hey. Hey.
He clobbers him
It's
against
like
that wall.
throttling him a bit.
A little bit. And the police are showing up, but it's not the police, it's the fire truck. Apparently Gooseflesh owns
The fire
the fire
department?
truck because he's driving it now throughout the rest of the movie. And thanks, Gooseflesh. Yeah, no problem, bruh. So him and the lady, he goes, hey, I'm expelled because I cheated because you broke my arm and wrote on it. I'm going to leave school and go to Chicago, and I want you to come with me. She goes, no. And he goes, well, how about we just go to New York or whatever? And she goes, no, I don't want to do that either. Well, you're a pussy. You're a idiot. You shitter. You leaving me? Well, you don't want to be with me. And he leaves. And he goes down and he throws his bags into the fire truck.
Hey, man, if you're going to go to Chicago or New York, you could probably also just stay in California.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Yeah.
at the University of Duluth, Minnesota.
Yeah, right. It's like you want to write. I mean, you're in Hollywood practically. Unless you want to do, rinky-dink plays with nobodies.
I know some guys in North Carolina that are going to be making some movies in a few years.
Lots of matzah.
Yeah. How do you feel? How many stitches are in a ball of wax?
He looks up and he sees her doing a real Gollum, poking around, looking around.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, I get it now. She wants me to leave because that's what men do in her life.
Uh-huh.
I won't. And he climbs up the ladder and he goes up to her. You can be loved by me. I can, she says, my brain, I can love you. Come to New York with me. Okay. And then it goes, they went to New York.
Oh, yeah. They tell you what happens.
Right? That's so weird. It's like these people aren't fucking for real. He does copywriting on like All My Children.
Yep.
While working on his 3-act play.
Yep, at night. He works on it at night.
And she just booked a gig in a toothpaste commercial.
Sure.
and she's a waitress. They love each other. Gooseflesh goes on to invent Google.
Yep, they say that in there.
And the end.
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Star. What?
And then I met you, Patrick Dempsey.
Don't you want me?
No, I said go.
Oh.
So, honestly, the more we talk about this movie, the more I realize I didn't pay much attention to it.
Yeah, it's
bad. It's very bad. This is a very bad movie. The only time I was at all invested in this, minus the first few minutes I thought it might be okay, and it revealed itself so fast, was when they were getting real and having problems. And their problems are bullshit, but at least it took down the facade of their fake, stupid personalities the writer created for them.
Yeah.
Almost as though as they got more real, like they were supposed to do for their classes, they became more interesting instead of these surface value pieces of shit.
Yeah, it feels almost like a classical 80s college premise.
It's so silly and not real.
But it's handled almost like a Marriage on the Rocks divorce movie. It's like, oh, we've got Gooseflesh and a mannequin. What? He's like Booger. What? But then it's just very...
I believe his name is Curtis Armstrong.
Booger?
Booger.
Bouger. But then it just sort of feels like, I don't know, adult. More adult than it should be.
Yeah, it goes hard and fast.
And there's not enough titties in here.
Yeah, it's very...
I needed at least one...
without a pasty?
Locker room shower scene that weren't men's butts.
Both their characters are so stupid, so stock, not real people. He reminds me of that story I told about the writing class and the dipshit that would go stare out at the river.
Yeah.
He's that guy. That's who he is, with his pipe and his typewriter in his dorm room. I have to work on my play.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got like a statue of Shakespeare.
I hate this movie.
He smokes a pipe.
That bust. Did you see that? You saw that Kids in the Hall sketch where the Shakespeare comes back to life and is pouring blood.
Yeah. God. Yeah, this movie's not great.
It's pretty bad. Brad Pitt, not that interesting in it. Good to see him.
What do you give him?
Not bad. I mean, like, whatever, like 5 or 6.
Sure.
It doesn't even matter.
I guess.
I guess 5. 5 seems rude. He's not really doing anything wrong. There's just nothing to this movie.
The problem is that they set him up somewhat
to be something,
and then he's just gone.
Where'd he go? He's probably working on a better movie.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I got this part in Thelma and Louise. I'm gonna show my butt. I gotta change my life. Mm-hmm. I just got done cutting class. So I'll give him a 5.
I give him a 5 as well.
Good to see him. Good to see him. The movie?
Yeah.
The movie. Oh, I feel bad because Jules. I think I might have cried watching this movie when I was little. I know it gave me big feelings. Like I was very desperate to no longer be 11 at home with mom.
Here's the thing:
in the country, no car, no girls.
I think if you got 2 different leads,
no,
yes,
don't blame them.
No.
Okay.
There's nothing between them.
And
not only that, I don't think either of them know what to do with the character
because it's terribly written.
You give me Christian Slater,
no,
and Robin Tunney
Williams. Christian Slater finds that he is in love with Robin Williams.
I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm a 20-year-old boy.
I'm going to take you to the best restaurant in town.
And then I talk all gay. And then I'm black.
Yeah. That was the thing. Yep.
He's a genius. Rest in peace.
Oh.
I don't know. I give it a 3. No, wait. I give it a 4.
Okay, I was thinking I'd give it a 4.
Yeah.
I really was almost offended by like how stupid it was.
It kind of felt like you're waiting for the shoe to drop, and then it drops, and you're just like, oh, that's the shoe?
It never felt like you're even watching a real movie. It's almost like a parody of nothing.
It's alarming how in love they were. And she even goes, you're my soulmate.
That's pretty wild. I don't know, man. College can be pretty crazy.
It can be, but then they apparently live at least another little bit happy together. They play the song, too.
Yeah, do they play during the montage or not until the end?
I think the montage.
Because it starts with that awful music when the credits come in the beginning of the movie. I was like, wait, where's the Happy Together song?
Yeah.
I thought it would start with it. I had been singing that song on and off during the day in anticipation of watching the movie.
I wasn't convinced the song would be in the movie, to be honest. And it was.
I really dislike this movie a lot.
You know what's a better movie? Dream a Little Dream.
Oh, what? No, probably not.
Because Feldman's an old man in there. He's doing old man stuff.
Are we doing the Coreys at some point?
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I hate this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Do you want to be friends with us on social media?
Oh, that's right.
We're on Reddit, Facebook,
Instagram,
YouTube.
Yeah. You want to see us nude?
Yeah? Do you?
We'll do it.
You can find us. We doing filmographies. We're on we're on Twitter.
Yep.
Do filmographies. You can email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com.
We're on my shirt too.
763-637-1714.
1897.
The number is
1897.
God damn it! I had like a real run there.
You do the first 6. I do the last 4.
I don't. I can't. I won't do this. 763
634 1897.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, you didn't just see that or my reaction to it.
Did you just pour beer on my floor?
No.
How do you like these Brad Pitt episodes?
Yeah, what do you think?
Is
you
this
gonna
fun?
stick around for 21 more?
Do you listen to it every day? Is anybody listening to these every day?
Boy, they probably turn off notifications.
Real flood of content. I couldn't listen to a new podcast every day.
I could if it was the podcast I liked. Fortunately, they're only once a week.
Go ahead and check out the Now Playing Network.
Oh, that's right.
For other podcasts that you may enjoy listening to.
Yep.
Tracks of the Damned, Vinyl Emergency, Directors Club, Slutty Moms.
No exit.
NowPlayingNetwork.net.
In Godzilla we trust.
With Corley and Rust.
Those guys are everywhere.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow with a movie I know you've seen.
Yeah.
The Image, starring Albert Finney.
Mm-hmm.
You might be thinking to yourself, this podcast has 2 little swoozy Kurtz.
We're going to hit you with it.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get some swoozy Kurtz. And you're going to see an old lady that you recognize from other things.
Yep.
And she's going to be naked, and you're going to be like, oh, awesome. Well, I've been Jason.
And I've been Jules.
Good night.
Pitch you later.